everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for joining me this week. I'm really excited to see what the runes have to say for the week ahead. I hope you guys had a wonderful past week. I know many of us in the States were having a good time with family and friends, so I hope that that was enjoyable for you guys. And before we get started, I do want to talk a little bit more about the astrological weather that we'll be having this week. We have two very important astrological events going on, which are pretty cool. The first is we have on this coming Sunday, Neptune in Pisces will station direct. It will also be in a position where it will square the ascendant and will also be conjunct with Juno, which is an asteroid that connects to our long-term partnerships. So we can be seeing over the weekend an awakening or a greater awareness of our relationship patterns, of how we connect to other people. We can even see how certain dreams or ideas or expectations of how we wanted our romantic partnerships or relationships to go are shifting in light of a more present, more full, and more expressive reality. Because Neptune is also deeply connected to the internal machinations of our subconscious mind. It's connected to the spiritual energy that drives us forward. I also see Neptune as the planet of social affect, the ways in which the elements, socially or otherwise, that exist in our environment affect us in subtle ways that are not necessarily explicable in a more in a linguistic sense, but they're explicable in a sensational sense. We feel them more than we're able to express them. But of course, feeling is a form of expression. It's just not necessarily verbal all the time. So we can expect that for the weekend ahead. So great changes and awakenings in terms of our partnerships and connections, and also be aware of communication styles as well, because again, we still have Mars hanging out, retrograding in Gemini. So over the weekend, we can be a little bit more sensitive to not only internal criticism from our inner critic, but we can also be a little bit more sensitive to words and expressions from our friends, family, and immediate partners. So we also have I believe the moon is going to be full on Tuesday into Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty cool. It will be in the sign of Gemini, since the sun will be in Sagittarius, so it's activating the axis of divine masculine mutability, being able to connect to the ways in which we can change on a dime, be able to see all avenues that are in front of us, and not necessarily to feel overwhelmed by them, but to give each of these roads an opportunity to show what they can offer, which is pretty cool. So that's something to think about for the later half of the week. So let's see what the runes have to say. Okay, so during the shuffle, I was feeling something really cool. I kept seeing, oh goodness, the name is escaping me. The Giant's Causeway in Ireland. I kept seeing that. So maybe some of you may be there, or maybe nearby, or maybe thinking of going to the Giant's Causeway at some point in the future. It is a very beautiful natural formation of basalt and volcanic rock that formed years ago. And the movement and the chemical composition of the stone and the movement of the lava and the seismic plates and all that fun geological stuff created such a beautiful natural phenomena as the basalt pillars. If I'm not mistaken, they're basalt, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. but it is beautiful. So I saw the Giant's Causeway. It also feels like standing on the shoulders of giants, which is an old phrase that represents our ability to look at our past accomplishments, or to look at our ancestral accomplishments, to look at the people who came before us and recognize the ways in which they lived their life, the ways in which they have achieved certain aspects of their goals, and how that may reflect in our current life now. So I saw that first. I also, as I was shuffling, I kept feeling the runes lay flat. It felt as if they were wanting to lay flat as stone, like black stone, smooth and easy. So a lot of grounding practices this week might be really beneficial for those of us who are feeling a little ungrounded, lightheaded, perhaps working through anxiety or depression, or working through elements of our psychosomatic life that bring more heaviness, right? So I hope that you are able to find and reach out and connect to community members, people who you trust, or to find spaces of solitude that support you. It depends on how everyone likes to work through those situations. So I give you all of my love and support in that process. It does feel like grounding though. So I'm seeing for some of us, grounding practices like going to the gym, doing yoga, breathing practices, journaling, meditative practice. I also see for some of us cooking. Cooking can be very meditative. Some of us do like to stress bake. That's a thing. So whatever it is that helps you channel this energy, this is a good time to implement those tools that you have at your disposal. So I also feel that many of us are going to be going on a journey soon. That journey does not necessarily feel physical. It feels like many of us in the past week have encountered something, encountered something not necessarily stressful, but encountered something that challenged what we thought would be, that challenged what we thought, how things would go, right? And sometimes life likes to throw us curveballs. Those curveballs can be used for a greater outcome, for something so abundant in ways that may surprise us. So I feel like this journey that we're going on is a journey of the heart. It's a journey of opening up, of being vulnerable, of really diving into your desires, your feelings, your wants, your needs, and being unapologetic about what you want. Being unapologetic about what you feel. And knowing that just because you're being unapologetic about these emotions doesn't mean that you have to use them irresponsibly or employ them in a way that may hurt yourself or others. You can be unapologetic and strong and stand firm in the complex emotional waters of your soul, and still allow them to reach the shore gently. It's a skill. It's definitely a skill set, but it's not impossible. So that's what I'm feeling so far. This is just the beginning of the week. This feels like as we enter into the late quarter of this moon cycle, as we head towards this full moon in Gemini, we're walking towards a greater awareness of our desires, our wants, and to let ourselves dream. I'm feeling encouraged to tell you guys that this week is a time to dream big. Don't dream small. Don't think about the things that you could accomplish here, you could accomplish there. I want you to think about, like, if there were no obstacles to what you could achieve, what would that look like? What would that feel like? I'm getting the, actually, for those of you who saw Wakanda Forever, which is a great movie, but I'm hearing the line that Queen Ramonda speaks, where she says, "Show them who you are," or "Show them who we are," right? Like, show yourself who you are this week. So only one rune came out, which is why I was giving more emphasis to the energy that I was feeling while I was pulling the runes to begin with. But we have Ethwas that came out. It looks like this. It's very nice. I love to see this rune. I haven't seen this rune in a really long time. It's been too long, I would say, from seeing this rune. The reason why I say too long is because Ehwaz, to me, for those of you who do tarot, has a feeling of the Two of Cups plus the Ten of Coins mixed with the Eight of Wands. And I know that's all very positive energy, which is great. Though I want to say that sometimes the speed at which we embrace our abundance and blessings can sometimes be a little bit unnerving, or it can put us in a situation where we may feel ungrounded because so much is happening so quickly. Now, Ehwaz here is in the later half of the week, so this is going towards Sunday into the next week coming. So December is going to start with a great rush of awareness of our desires, of our wants, and I really feel that we can look forward to a beautiful blessing ahead. Whatever this blessing is, because blessings can come either big or small and in many different ways. So just be on the lookout for a circumstance, an opportunity, or a chance meeting this week that will help you feel a little bit more optimistic about how things are going in your life. For those of you who are doing studies or who are studying in university, if some of you guys are watching this, are doing that, I'm getting the feeling that you're going to do so much better than you think you're going to do. Especially when the upcoming final season, and it's going to come up to the end of the fall semester for many of us. So take it easy. You're doing great. You're going to do much better than you expect yourself to do. I do see you studying. I see pages being turned. I see libraries. I see giving yourself an opportunity to research a little bit more, but finding quiet time for yourself to not feel too pressed. For those of us who live in New York, perhaps a very interesting event may occur at the New York Public Library in near 42nd Street. Don't know why. It's just what popped up in my head. So, if it resonates for you, it resonates for you. But yes, this week seems to be very much geared towards an awareness of our desires, asking ourselves to dream big, and thinking about the next month in the form of what blessings do I want to manifest in my life? What blessings do I want to bring into this experience? And how do I want it to look? And letting yourself really anticipate that coming into your life. So I hope that resonates for you guys. I hope that you enjoy it. That's the week ahead from the runes. If you like the video, please like and subscribe below. It really does help, and I do want to grow this community because I do love talking to you guys, hearing what you guys have to say. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week. Happy December, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.